Using ExpertCare from within the clinical system. Open a hypertensive patient's clinical record in the clinical system. It is important that the following details are recorded within the patient's record to ensure the correct and optimal functioning of ExpertCare. The patient's date of birth and age. A hypertension diagnosis code, for example, essential hypertension. The patient's ethnicity. And a recent blood pressure measurement. If the patient does not have a recent blood pressure value recorded, please record and save one during the consultation. This can be done by using the blood pressure template entry and inserting the relevant OE systolic blood pressure and OE diastolic blood pressure read or SNOMED codes. If the aforementioned information is missing from the patient record when you launch ExpertCare, you'll be prompted to first add the missing codes to the patient record before continuing. Click on the Home button, located on the DXS toolbar to launch DXS Point of Care. Ensure that the correct patient has been loaded. Then click on the ExpertCare button. By clicking this button, ExpertCare will pull through the relevant patient and clinical information from the clinical record to the program in order to review the current hypertensive treatment. Based on this information, ExpertCare will make suitable medication recommendations if indicated. ExpertCare will now launch in your browser. Please review the details of your patient presented on the Clinical Details page. Click on a comorbidity to see the relevant clinical code or codes that triggered it. For more information, please watch the Understanding the ExpertCare Clinical Details screen training video. Alternatively, you can click on the question mark icon to view the help section for this page. Once you are satisfied with the patient's clinical details and you have excluded any non-contributory conditions, select Clinical Details Reviewed to continue to the next screen. The current medication screen displays drugs that the patient is currently using in the treatment of hypertension, as well as any contraindicated drug classes. This includes hypertensive drugs, as well as other cardiac drugs with a direct blood pressure lowering effect, such as loop diuretics. Please review the current hypertensive treatment for your patient. The unsuitable medication table displays any contraindicated hypertensive drug classes for the patient. For more information, please watch the Navigating the ExpertCare Current Medication screen training video. Alternatively, you can click on the question mark icon to view the help section for this page. Once you are satisfied with the current medication selection, select Current Medication Status Confirmed and continue to the Prescribing Recommendations page. The Prescribing Recommendations screen indicates which drugs currently taken by the patient are compliant with the NICE guidelines applicable to all relevant comorbidities. The drug information presented in the table is triggered by the patient's current medication and relevant comorbidities, as well as drug allergy codes obtained from the patient record. ExpertCare displays useful information regarding drug cautions, drug monitoring, recommended prescribing, discontinuation advice, contraindications, as well as routine dosage and dose adjustment advice. The information is gathered from various approved and verified sources, such as product SPCs and NICE. The recommendations section in the table provides the recommendations made by ExpertCare regarding the patient's current medication. Recommendations will be in accordance with the NICE guidelines on hypertension, taking into account the main pathway comorbidities. A medication that is regarded as unsuitable, either because of a contraindication or non-compliance with NICE guidelines, will be displayed against an amber background. ExpertCare will advise that a non-recommended drug should be replaced. Drugs that are in line with current guidelines will display against a green background. If the patient has a raised blood pressure, ExpertCare will advise that the drug dose should be optimized for the patient. The next action that should be taken for each current drug the patient is on must be selected from the Action drop-down menu before completing the ExpertCare consultation. The Action drop-down menu will always be on the Select option by default. Once you have selected an action on the drop-down menu for a drug, it will move to the bottom of the list with the action indicated either in red when replacing or stopping, or in green when continuing or optimizing. For more information, please watch the Understanding the ExpertCare Prescribing Recommendation screen training video. Alternatively, you can click on the question mark icon to view the help section for this page. You can click on the print icon to print or save the decisions and advice on the patient's current medication. If you have selected an action from the Action drop-down menu for all current drugs, the Consultation Complete button will appear on the bottom of the page. Click the Consultation Complete button to end the consultation. When the feedback window appears, please complete the questions by indicating whether you agree or disagree with the recommendations made by ExpertCare. By clicking Save and Close, the decisions made for the patient during this session of ExpertCare will be saved to the patient's record in ExpertCare. The decisions made will not be saved to the clinical system. It is the responsibility of the user to return to the clinical system and prescribe any new medications, stop non-recommended medications, or optimize current medications, as recommended by ExpertCare. Once Save and Close has been selected, you'll be navigated back to the Clinical Details screen. Please close the browser when you are done reviewing the patient's medication. Alternatively, you can click on the Hide button to remove all the information on the screen. The Hide button can be used any time during your ExpertCare session. Please note that any drugs added during the ExpertCare session will display in the current medication table as added in EC until they have been prescribed in the clinical system. If a drug is still indicated as added in EC when the patient comes for the next consultation, it is the responsibility of the user to check the patient record to make sure it has not been prescribed, and to then untick the currently taken tick box as the patient is not taking the medication. Should you experience any problems, please do not hesitate to ask for assistance. You can contact our service desk on the below details. Thank you for watching.